Time for our draft, the most important development from week 3. And Peter, Chris and I usually do a trivia question when it's just me and him. We're expanding the trivia question to the 3-man weave. I'm going to ask you the question. If you get it right, you get the first pick. If you get it wrong, Chris gets the first pick. Here is the question. Taylor Gabriel had 3 first-half touchdown catches last night. That ties the Bears' record set by which Hall of Famer?
I'll say Johnny Morris.
Oh, that would be Mike Ditka.
Wow.
1963.
Wow.
Mike Ditka. With 3
I don't even think Johnny Morris is in the Hall of Fame, but
That was a good one, though. Man, I didn't know Ditka had 3 1/2. That's pretty impressive. Wow.
Ditka.
Okay.
All right. First pick to you.
First pick to me, last pick to Florio. I like this a lot. Most important developments from week 3. I mean, I don't like to be obvious here, but I'm going to be Captain Obvious. I mean, come on. The story of week 3, just the developments, was Daniel Jones. How can I not start with that? I mean, he took over for a Hall of Famer in Eli Manning, a guy who had beat the New England Patriots twice. Daniel Jones, the number 6 pick of the New York Football Giants. Boo! Who the hell's that guy? He stinks. His highlights. I was one of those guys saying that. But damn, he's proven us wrong, and not only proven us wrong, but he was phenomenal in the game the other day, and his talent shined through. His athletic ability, his toughness in the pocket, the aggressive nature throwing the ball down the field. I just think that's a no-brainer for me as far as most important developments from week 3.
All right, I'll go second. I'm going to take Chris Sims' favorite AFC quarterback, Gardner Minshew, solidifying his spot on the 2019 All-Pro team, and also getting ready to be fitted for his gold jacket in Canton. And also, at the same time, he's going to be on the cover of Rolling Stone this week.
Wow.
So, Gardner Minshew is my guy, and I'm lying. Gardner Minshew is my guy as the biggest development of week 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one because who expected the Jaguars to beat the Titans on Thursday night? Chris and I both had Tennessee winning that game. The Jaguars had some life on offense. Their defense continued to be very, very good enough to help them get their win and move to 1-2. All right, for me, it's what we saw on Sunday night, specifically what we didn't see. We didn't see Freddie Kitchens behaving like a seasoned NFL head coach. Freddie Kitchens over his skis a little bit, admitting it yesterday with the idea that, hey, I'm still new at this whole thing with calling plays in crunch time and not calling a running play and calling a draw play on 4th and 9. So the notion that the Browns' expectations should significantly be tempered. We kind of sensed that coming into the season. We got a taste of it week 1 in that 30-point loss to the Tennessee Titans, but I think it was loud and clear that Freddie Kitchens is a work in progress, and that is going to affect what the Cleveland Browns do in 2019, and we should not expect them to even make it to the playoffs this year, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking great. I'm not giving up hope yet. They're learning how to win as in players and coaches. Like you said, okay, it wasn't their best performance. They got a tough schedule coming up here soon, and we'll see that they can weather the storm and make themselves relevant as far as a playoff conversation. All right. My second thing I'm going to go with here, I honestly like this pick. It's not like sexy here. I'm not as cool as you guys finding little cool angles, all right? But how about I'm just going to go the San Francisco 49ers are 3-0. That's one of the most important developments from week 3 that I look at. And it's not just like, okay, yeah, they're 3-0. There's other teams that are 3-0 in football out there. But this is the 49ers who have been in Strugglesville the last 2 years, the first 2 years of the Shanahan-Lynch regime. And, of course, had such great hopes last year to kind of turn things around, and Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt. So now we go through the preseason, and, oh, gosh, Jimmy Garoppolo looks like a disaster, and there's interceptions in practice, and what the hell is going to go on? Well, all I know is the 49ers are 3-0, and they're winning games where they turn the ball over 5 times in a game. I think that kind of speaks to what the 49ers are. They're 3-0. Their quarterback's not even playing really good football yet, but they have the second best defense in football through 3 weeks right now, guys. They have the 4th best offense in football. They won 2 road games, and I just look at that as being a major development, and I think it's pretty fair to say the 49ers are here to stay. I just like what I see, and they're going to be in this playoff conversation throughout the year.
My second biggest development of week 3 is that Patrick Mahomes is now solidly, after facing a top 5 defense and shredding the Baltimore Ravens, he is now, on a comfortable pace to be the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 6,000 yards.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, unless he gets hurt, knock on Formica, I think he's gonna win his second straight MVP going away.
Right.
And you look at him and look at the way he plays. Everything he does, he's comfortable doing, throwing off his back foot. Some of the throws he makes, I mean, Chris, I know your dad is a science of quarterback throwing.
Yeah.
And some of the throws that Mahomes makes, Phil Simms has to look at him and say, what in the world are you doing? And then 55 yards later, it lands right in the breadbasket.
No, there's no doubt. It's raw.
I marvel at this guy.
I'm with you, Peter.
I said last year.
Go ahead.
Last year I said, kind of half in jest, he's going to win 7 MVP awards. That may be too low.
It really
that may
might
be too low.
He is the look, I've covered the NFL for 35 years. I have never seen a player at that position come in and right from his first start dominate the league the way he has. I mean, the only one is close, and I missed him by 1 year, is Dan Marino.
Yeah.
But he is just absolutely remarkable in everything he does.
Yeah.
And he hasn't changed at all. Has not changed. No. I interviewed him when he was coming out from Texas Tech. Same guy that he was 3 years ago. And I don't think the money's going to change him, and the money is going to be coming his way after this season. All right, next one for me. Dalvin Cook is a stud. That is a significant development coming out of week 3. We already kind of knew it. First running back in Vikings history to have 100-yard games for each of the first 3 games of a season. That's a franchise that has had guys like Adrian Peterson and Chuck Foreman. So a significant development. And when you watch Dalvin Cook, it is man among boys.
Yeah.
The explosion that he has. Every time he touches the ball, he gets positive yardage. You don't see him get swallowed up periodically behind the line of scrimmage. He gets the ball and he goes. He's averaging 6.9 yards per carry this year, and this is the guy that needs to be the centerpiece of the offense. Sorry, Kirk or Kurt or whatever your name is. It needs to be Dalvin time. Early, often, and constantly in Minnesota. And if they do that with their defense, this is a team that can make some noise in January.
Yeah, Mike, your Vikings are dangerous, man. They're dangerous because they're going to get the passing game going more and more, but they're playing Zimmer ball. And I'm mad you took him. That was going to be my pick right there because I think it is worthy. I mean, Dalvin Cook he's put himself in the best running back in football conversation. He's a game changer. As we like to say, he doesn't have just one rocket up his butt. He's got 2 of them up there, and that's why he's flying around the field. All right, for my third pick, I'm just going to use your language there. Jacoby Brissett is a stud. Okay, that's where I'm going to go. The Indianapolis Colts, without Andrew Luck, are 2-1, very close to being 3-0. But they had the Atlanta Falcons coming into town this week, and the Indianapolis Colts got off to a great start in the football game. We're up 20-3 at one point. And why? Because Jacoby Brissett was surgical in the first half of that football game. He was phenomenal in everything he did, and he's been really damn good through for the first 3 weeks of the year to where, I'm not going to sit here and go the Colts are the cream of the crop in the AFC. We know who that is, the Patriots, the Chiefs. But I think the Colts have positioned themselves with Jacoby Brissett to be that next group of teams down, maybe with Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they're good in all phases of the game, and Jacoby Brissett's proven that he can carry the team and deliver when he needs to in clutch moments. And I think that was really my biggest question about him going forward.
Headline of week 3. Vic Fangio's Denver Broncos have their 3rd straight sackless game. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, 0 sacks.
Yeah.
Now, that is one of the most amazing things to me. I was in their training camp, and I thought Bradley Chubb was going to get 17 and Von Miller 15, and they were going to be the no doubt best combo platter pass rush team of the year. And that, to me, it's like, you remember the old NFL Films thing where Vince Lombardi goes out on the field and says, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And that is what I would be saying if I were a Denver Broncos fan right now to Vic Fangio.
What's crazier, Peter, is that his old backup, Shaquille Barrett, down in Tampa Bay, has got 7 sacks. That's what's hilarious, too.
No, he's got 8.
He's got 8. Sorry. It's amazing.
All right, last pick of the draft. I hate to repeat something that I mentioned yesterday when we did Sunday's statement, but I think that this really was a significant development in Week 3. The offensive holding calls plummet. The offensive holding calls plummet. What do you think I was going to say? What?
They're going to talk about Tom Brady and Twitter on a Friday Twitter rant.
No, but this was the end result. Okay. The offensive holding calls plummeted from 5.7 per game to 2.9 per game. It needed to happen. It was sparked by #Tommy on Thursday night on Twitter. They had the conference call with the officials on Saturday night to reel this in. I don't like the fact that the season's integrity has been undermined by 2 weeks called one way, and now it's going to be 15 weeks called another way. But this is good because there were too many flags flying. There are still too many flags flying. Too many holding fouls were being called, and to cut in half the rate of offensive holding penalties per game was a huge accomplishment this weekend, and it will resonate for the rest of the year. All right, we got to go. The draft is done. I have won, even with the last pick. I declare victory, and I say we go to break. Then no one can dispute me. We'll be back with more PFT Live right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.